Welcome to episode 19 of the Body to Lead podcast. Today's question is 20 minutes of exercise a day enough? I'm Kyle Hubbard, personal trainer, nutrition coach, and international fitness presenter.
And I'm Georgie Hubbard, personal trainer and mindset coach. And we're here to answer all of your biggest fitness and nutrition questions in under 10 minutes.
We care about your health and well-being and are prepared to cut through the noise to help you find the answers. Having worked with thousands of clients, we've seen and heard it all.
So if you're ready to take back control and know what it takes to get fit and healthy, then this is the podcast for you. Welcome to episode number 19 of the Body to Lead podcast. And today we're answering one of your biggest questions that a lot of people have actually been asking us recently.
Yeah, is 20 minutes of exercise a day enough? Now, really great question. And look, I want to go back to what we said in kind of previous episodes and talk about exercise versus training. So I think defining what exercise is for me is it basically is just moving our bodies and getting our heart rates up. Now, training for me is maybe something slightly different. That's maybe training at the gym or training specifically for a sporting event, like be it football, rugby, AFL, triathlon, whatever it might be. And that's training. And although that's still exercise, I class that as training. But whereas my definition of what exercise is, as I mentioned, is just getting our heart rates up. So is 20 minutes a day enough? Well, maybe not. If you're getting your heart rate up, but maybe if you were training, then maybe it is. So it's kind of it's a bit of a, is 20 minutes enough? Well, yes, absolutely. But it depends how hard you are working out in those 20 minutes as well. Yeah. Georgie, what do you want to say about that?
I think it also depends on your goals. So, for me, when I was, I'll just take myself at the moment. So at the moment, I'm not competing. I'm not looking to train for anything in particular. I just want to maintain, I want to be fit. So for me, 20 minutes at the moment, if I was just to sort of, go for a quick run or do something for 20 minutes, then yeah, that would be enough. But what I would ensure is that I'm also just then moving throughout the day as well. So I think what tends to happen is people go to the gym, and I know because I've been here and done this myself, they absolutely smash themselves for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or even an hour, and then they feel absolutely fatigued and exhausted for the rest of the day because they've pushed themselves really high, their heart rate's been maximum, and then they probably haven't fueled themselves with the right foods afterwards, meaning that they just lack energy. And I think we've all been there where we've had a really hard session and perhaps not refueled properly and then sort of paid the price. I think, look, at the moment, I think the whole world is obviously, in a little bit of uncertain times. And I just think exercise now more than ever is so important because when we exercise, when we get our heart rate up, we release serotonin and dopamine, which makes us feel amazing. There are happy, feel-good hormones, exactly. Yeah. And we want to make sure that we're getting those released. So exercise for 20 minutes a day, yes, I do think it's enough, but providing that then you're not just sitting on the sofa watching Netflix for the rest of the day.
Well, let's talk a little bit then to the times, because right now we know Melbourne is back in lockdown, a 6-week lockdown, and potentially if you're listening to this at a later date, sometimes there could be a second wave. We might be back in lockdown, like we don't know. So for those people who are maybe allowed out of their house once a day to exercise or are having to stay in their house to exercise, what would you say 20 minutes is enough during that point? Or what would you say to that? What if somebody came to you and said, look, I can't get out of the house, I can't exercise, and I'm going to exercise for 20 minutes. I'm going to do one of Kyle's workouts, or I'm going to do another workout, whatever it might be. But then what do I do? Do I just, because I can't really keep moving throughout the day.
I'm just going to just strip this right back, because one thing I don't want people to do right now is feel anxious. You don't want to put more pressure on yourself to be, I've got to be exercising, I've got to be moving. I think, look, if you're stuck indoors and say it's raining outside all day and you can't get out, you're like, oh, I should be exercising.
Go out and get wet.
But that sort of mentality, that's not actually going to do any good for you right now. So I think it's just taking a breath, having some grace period, doing what you can from home. There is abundant free workouts out there. Obviously, Kyle's going live 3 times a week. We've got our membership. I think, look, it is also giving yourself some grace. You know, if you are stuck inside and you can only get out for an hour a day, if you can get out for an hour a day, 100% go for your walk, use that time to move. But then don't put all the added pressure on top. You know, remember, this is a chapter, it's not your story. You know, I think people are reaching out being like, am I moving enough? Am I exercising enough? Look, I just think don't put the pressure on yourself, you know. Do what you can, you know, and exercise, it can be just doing like, you know, some yoga, some stretches as well. You know, I just think it is important just to maybe not sit all day, because when we sit, we know we feel a bit stagnant, you know, our metabolisms aren't, you know, being sort of fired up enough, and we don't feel good. So I think move where you can and just do your best. But whatever you do, don't start beating yourself up. Don't start, you know, saying to yourself, oh, I'm lazy, and, you know, and because that's not going to help you during this time. So be kind to yourself, show yourself some self-love and some compassion. I just want to put that in there. So is 20 minutes enough? Look, yes, no, who cares? Look after yourself, do what you can. Try and raise your heart rate a little bit every day. Get out and walk where you can, and just do your best during this time. Yeah.
I'll jump in as well, and jumping back to an older episode when we spoke about the ways our bodies burn calories. And if you remember, one of the ways is our exercise activity thermogenesis, which is the calories we burn during exercise. Now, 20 minutes and even anything else, traditionally we only burn roughly between 5 and 10% of our overall calories for the day anyway during exercise. So whether you're training for 20 minutes, even if you up it to 30 minutes, even if you up it to 45, or you drop it down to 10, you're not going to really burn that kind of much more than what you would have anyway. So again, like Georgie said, don't beat yourself up about it if you can't. If you do miss a session, it's okay. Like, it really is okay to miss a session, because that's, you know, it's not going to be detriment to your, you know, to your goals and whatever that might be as well.
Just to say one thing though, I think the biggest thing, the one thing you can control right now is what you're eating. You know, so I think if you are stuck at home and you're panicking about putting on weight and your clothes are starting to feel a bit tight on you, look at your diet. You know, like, I think we put a lot of focus on, I've got to exercise, when actually it is 80% diet. You know, are you drinking more at the moment? You know, a lot of people are saying to me, I'm drinking a lot more. I'm drinking a bottle of wine a night, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe dry July could be something to think about. But no, like, I think diet is really, really important, and actually that is probably what I would be focusing on even more so right now, making sure that you're eating whole foods, you know, not buying the crisps and the chocolate, because as we've said in previous episodes, you know, if it's in the cupboards, it's in the fridge, it's going to get eaten.
So you're saying don't eat the whole tub of peanut butter?
Correct. Okay. Just leave the tub of peanut butter. Maybe not even buy the peanut butter, you know, if that's one of your weaknesses right now, you know, don't buy it. Don't give yourself the temptation, you know, of, I'm bored, I'm stuck at home, I'm feeling sorry for myself, oh, there's that big jar of peanut butter, or there's that packet of crisps, I'm just going to go and stuff them. Because again, then you're not going to feel good afterwards, and then what you're going to do is then be like, I need to exercise to burn it off. It's raining outside, you can't get out, you can't find the motivation to exercise, and it's just that vicious cycle. So, you know, 20 minutes of exercise a day is fantastic. Do what you can, but I think more so at this point, be looking at what you're consuming and eating throughout the day, because that's what's going to, you know, impact your weight loss, and that's what's going to, you know, put the weight on, not necessarily doing the extra exercise at this time.
No, I think it's great advice. And look, another really, really good question. And as we've always said, if you do have any questions that you'd love Georgie and I to answer them, please do reach out to us. But that is episode number 19. Have yourself an incredible day, and we'll see you on the next episode.
See you soon.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you have any burning questions that you want answered, be sure to reach out to us on social media. I'm Kyle Edward Hubbard on Facebook and Instagram.
And I'm Georgie L. Hubbard on Facebook and Instagram. If you've enjoyed today's episode, we would love it if you left us a review. And we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Have an amazing day.